Retirement is wonderful. It's doing nothing without worrying about getting caught at it. Also, retirement can only be less worrying when you have the right plan in place. Many people don't even think about retiring or even worry about planning towards it until it's too late. Do you know you can be retired and still live your best life? You don't have to just sit in the yard and yell at your grandchildren. You can take vacations with your family, go on dates, and live your best life. But all this can only be possible with the right plan toward retirement. You may ask, how do I plan towards my retirement? How much do I need to retire? You don't have to worry, as you've come to the right place. All those questions and more will be answered in today's video, and I'll give you 9 tips for having a successful retirement. But before we proceed, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Ready? Let's go! Number 9. Do you know that only 58% of Americans are saving for retirement? These numbers could be due to a lack of funds, or they don't think they need to start saving yet. Retirement plan is something that's done a year or two before you're physically and emotionally ready to retire, right? Everyone should be making arrangements for the future before it arrives. Most people don't know that the earlier you begin, the easier it is to reach your goals. It's easy to be intimidated by the large numbers that the financial planners claim you need for retirement. While the numbers may appear frightening, when broken down into monthly and annual amounts, they become much more manageable. It's scary to hear that you'll need $1 million or more to retire, but investing $500 every month for 30 years looks more feasible. Finding an extra $500 can be challenging, but it will become easier as you become more effective at saving money when you can and earning more. Number 8. Only 1/10 of Americans are saving 15% and more of their income in preparation for retirement. Most advice recommends investing at least 15% of your income for retirement. But 15% is not enough for older people who are behind in their planning. It's also not enough if you're planning on retiring early or plan on living a flamboyant lifestyle during retirement. Those who are unaware of the importance of investing may believe that 15% is a large sum of money that they cannot afford to set away. It's really not a lot to invest in your future. With an average retirement length of 18 years, that's around 23% of your life. Number 7. More than half of all baby boomers expect Social Security to provide the majority of their retirement income. Most people receive just approximately $1,340 per month in Social Security, or $16,000 per year. While that is certainly something, it's not nearly enough for many people to live on. You might be able to get by if you have a roommate or a paid-off house. You won't be able to take vacations, travel, or buy new cars, and you might need to work to make ends meet. And hopefully, you're fit to work so that you won't encounter any medical expenses. Barely getting by in your retirement years doesn't sound like fun. It's supposed to be about enjoying life after years of work. It's not wise to solely depend on your Social Security. It's supposed to serve as a bonus. And if you get a substantial amount, you could use it to offset your tax liability. Number 6. The average millennial debt is $30,000, and the average income is $55,000. Millennials will say their cost of living is their top obstacle to saving more for retirement, not debt. It's necessary to have fun while you're young and capable, but not at the expense of your future. Investing a tiny bit early on makes achieving retirement goals much easier. Furthermore, if you plan wisely, you may be able to retire at an early age and spend time doing what you want. Otherwise, you may find yourself working in your 50s and 60s, attempting to make up for lost time. Investing late in life makes achieving financial independence more challenging. Saving 15% of your income early on isn't difficult. You can do it while doing other things as well. Number 5. Only 48% of Americans have more than $10,000 set aside for retirement. According to the Department of Labor and Statistics, the average emergency funds should cost about $30,000, and half of the country has just 1/3 of that set aside for retirement. $10,000 won't even get you a decent used car, let alone give any sort of income for your retirement years. Using the 4% withdrawal rule, you only receive roughly $33 every month. Even if you're young and have that much money, $10,000 invested for 30 years at 10% a year will only increase to $175,000. That's not enough to cover medical bills, let alone all other financial obligations. This is a recipe for disaster, or more accurately, working forever. Number 4. Only 36% of Americans are aware of how much money they need to retire. Trying to get a pleasant retirement without a strategy and a goal is like planning a road trip without a destination. You'll get somewhere, but it might not be where you want to be. The fear of facing a realistic figure is one of the main reasons why so many people fail to plan. In other words, the amount required to retire appears to be so large that individuals prefer to disregard it totally. "I won't have to worry about it until I'm older," or "I can't afford to invest," are two common reasons why people tend to ignore retirement plans. Making a retirement plan and figuring out how to carry it out might make the subject less intimidating. Number 3. The majority of Americans don't know the in-depth of retirement. They learn about retirement from word of mouth. It's fine to seek advice from friends and relatives occasionally, but do you really want to stake your financial future on casual conversations? Friends and family members may not be well versed on the subject. Retirement is an important time of life, and planning ahead can be the difference between enjoying those years and working to pay the bills. It's important to conduct thorough research so that you have the information you need to make well-informed judgments and carry out your goals. Number 2. Spend less time thinking about retirement and more time investing. Do you know that 60% of Americans lose sleep thinking about retirement? Money isn't everything, as the popular saying goes, and it's true. There are more vital things about life. Money, on the other hand, governs the majority of our life. Our residence, workplace, vacations, and even the food we eat are all influenced by our financial situation. Take a moment and think, what would you do if you had a limitless amount of money? Chances are your life would be very different. Taking control of your money situation will definitely put you at ease. Now, what about the 40% of people who don't lose sleep thinking about retirement? Is their account fully funded? I'll leave you to figure that out. Number 1. Only 40% of Americans have spent time planning their retirement. Any significant accomplishment takes time and effort. Most people devote far more time to planning their next vacation or other leisure activities than they do selecting investments and planning for retirement. It's common for people to spend weeks looking for the best vacation package and yet give little or no attention to where they should invest their retirement funds. Or they work for weeks all year but never take the time to review their plans and make sure they're on track. If you ask me, that's a backward mindset because those investments will eventually grow to a significant sum, creating more money passively than you will receive working full-time. To put it another way, a $1 million investment will increase at a pace of $100,000 per year on average, which is almost 64% more than the typical individual income. It doesn't even require that much time. Don't put off planning for your future. It might seem like a low priority since it could be years or decades off. However, the last thing you want to do is become reliant on your children for assistance when you could be having fun. Furthermore, having a roadmap will give you peace of mind. The hardest part of executing a plan is the decision to do it. Proper planning can make the difference between leading the fun life you deserve and having to spend your 50s and 60s years at work. Hey, leave a big thumbs up on this video if it's been helpful. And if you're new on our channel, subscribe and turn on your post notification. See you in the next video.